I also want to let you know, as my very good neighbors and friends, najua wakati tulizungumza mambo ya earthquake, tumeenda sasa a notch higher. Sisi kwa ANC na UDA sasa tumeshikana, we are now one. Sasa tunasonga mbele, tukienda mbele, and the judgment will remain with the voter. We have made significant strides in reforming the sector to ensure that it is aligned with global trends, industry standards, and the needs of our growing workforce. In this regard, we are upgrading and modernizing TVET institutions to enhance their relevance and responsiveness to the manpower needs of our growing economy. These reforms focus on enhancing the quality of education and training, improving access to TVET programs, and ensuring that what is taught in these institutions directly addresses the needs of the labor market. As part of these reforms, the Cabinet has approved the dual training policy, and you heard the Principal Secretary make reference to this, that formalizes the integration of theoretical learning and hands-on training in industries. This historic decision is a game changer, as it will ensure that trainees who have been constrained by skills mismatch with the needs of our industries can now graduate with cutting-edge skills to entrepreneurship or local and international labor markets. This policy will also enable TVET institutions to fully implement the robust competency-based education training curriculum that was rolled out in September 2023. The training focuses on practical skills and outcomes that ensure TVET trainees are knowledgeable and highly skilled in areas most needed by industries. We are proud to be standing on the ground that His Excellency President William Samoei Ruto prepared when he commissioned the Jitume Digital Skills Laboratory and laid the foundation stone for an information and communication technologies complex in January last year. The moment is here for us to celebrate the first 1,614 graduates who have completed their learning experience in this distinguished institution. We recognize you for your hard work, dedication, and achievements. Your graduation marks the end of one chapter and the beginning of the new. Exciting opportunities ahead that will shape your future. Let me extend my heartfelt congratulations to all of you graduates and acknowledge your trainers, families, and the communities you come from for supporting you through this remarkable journey. The honeymoon around aid is over. The honeymoon is over. Globally, the honeymoon is over. Now we must shift gear and we must compete for investment and trade. In history, you read about the scramble for Africa when the colonialists were dividing Africa and scrambling around it. Now, we must look at it in the reverse, that we must scramble for investment and trade. And you shall not get investment and trade if you do not have a skilled manpower. Lazima uwe na watu wenye ujuzi, wenye tajriba, wenye wanafahamu kile mwekezaji anataka. Na ndio nyinyi sasa. Tunawataka, tunawahitaji, Kenya inawataka, inawahitaji, kwa sababu kupitia kwenu ndio tutafutia wale investors wakuje katika Kenya, kwa sababu hiyo ndio scramble mpya, na tuachane na mambo ya aid. So we need you, we need your skills. Capital goes to where there is good skill. Ukienda kwa nchi ambayo watu hawana ujuzi, hawana nini, investors wanapotea, wanaenda kwingine. So Kenya has got an opportunity to really be at the forefront in this competitive area where we are now going for investments and trade and production. So you have everything cut out for you, and we must provide the enabling environment ile ambayo itamsukuma na nyinyi mwende mbele. And in all this, we need a stable government, we need peace, we need unity of the country, and we need to be a democratic nation. The honeymoon on aid is over. Mambo ya health, the international community, particularly the Western powers and the new administration in the United States, has got a different aid policy. Aid policy. Now, the funding for health programs is being put back to the governments in those countries. Tuachane na kufikiri sasa mtu mwingine atakuja kufanya health programs zetu. Ni sisi wenyewe, the government of Kenya, the government of Uganda, the government of Tanzania, the government of where, you name those governments. Aid has come to a standstill. Now, we may have some challenges on the universal health care, which we must all collectively address, the ones that are here and there, just the way we are talking of challenges in the funding program where we need to address. We will do that. But I want to ask you now, was it a premonition, or what was it that led the government of Kenya to pursue aggressively the need to have a proper and functioning universal health care program? Now that aid is being cut, it's being removed, ladies and gentlemen, even if you don't like the government, but at least acknowledge one thing. There was foresight, they were planning ahead, because now we are in the area where aid has been cut. So who is going to care for the sick in Kenya? It is us. Because the international community has told us, ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to take care of your sick anymore. The sick in your countries must be taken care of by yourselves. So what do we do? Na mimi nazungumza hapa kwa sababu, kwa mfano, kwa aid program, AIDS and what have you. In Kenya, we have citizens who are affected, about 1.3 million Kenyans, and the government of Kenya funds about 60% of their program, and the international community was funding up to 40%. I only want to give the example of Kenya. I don't want to talk about other countries. There are others where they rely 100% on donor assistance. So the government of Kenya must figure out, how do we meet the gap of 40% that is no longer going to be available from the international community? We have to do it. As a responsible government, we have to find ways. If we were irresponsible, we would say we shall do nothing about it. So the 40% who are relying on international funding can then just disappear into the wilderness. A responsible government cannot do that. And the government of President William Ruto is a responsible government, and therefore, that is why you have a universal health care program, so that we can systematically find a way of catering for all Kenyans, irrespective of their station in life.